In a world where relationships are becoming increasingly fragile and values often lost in the noise of modernity, many Muslims find themselves asking, what does Islam truly say about the responsibilities within a marriage? What are the rights of a husband over his wife, not according to culture, but according to the Qur'an and Sunnah? In today's world, where confusion about gender roles, societal expectations, and emotional needs run deep, we return to the timeless wisdom of Allah and His Messenger Muhammad to uncover the powerful truth, because this is not just about men and women. It's about balance. It's about sacred duty. And above all, it's about the divine order that strengthens families and uplifts society. If you're ready to go beyond assumptions and into the heart of Islamic guidance, then stay with us. This is Islamic Ecos Section 1. Let's begin with the foundation. In Surah An-Nisa, Allah tells us that men are the protectors and maintainers of women. This concept of Qiwama, often misunderstood or misused, is not a license for tyranny. It's a responsibility. A husband is tasked with providing, protecting, and leading his family not through control, but through wisdom, mercy, and accountability. Before Allah, this leadership is based on physical, financial, and spiritual responsibility. It's not superiority. It's a burden he carries, and with every right he holds. He must also answer to his Lord for how he uses it. Section 1. Of the most debated rights in Islam is the wife's obligation to obey her husband. But what does this really mean? It means that in matters that are lawful and reasonable, a wife supports her husband's decisions and respects his leadership. This obedience is not slavery, is aligned cooperation. The Prophet Muhammad said, "If I were to order anyone to prostrate to another, I would have ordered the wife to prostrate to her husband, due to the greatness of his rights over her." But immediately, he emphasized compassion and justice from the husband. This right exists to maintain harmony and structure within the home, not to establish dominance. Section 3. Another powerful right a husband has is the protection of his dignity, secrets, and wealth. The Prophet Muhammad stated that the best woman is one who pleases her husband when he looks at her, obeys him when he commands him good, and guards his honor and wealth in his absence. This isn't just about finances, it's about trust. A righteous wife ensures that her husband's name is safe in her speech. His earnings are respected, and his home remains sacred even when he's not there. Betrayal doesn't only happen through infidelity. It can also happen through gossip, waste, or disloyalty. Section 4. Allah created spouses for tranquility, love, and mercy. Part of that mercy includes fulfilling one another's physical needs. A husband has a right to intimacy, and Islam strongly emphasizes that neither spouse should withhold without valid reason. The Prophet Muhammad warned about the consequences when a wife refuses her husband without a valid excuse. But this isn't just about physicality, it's also emotional. A wife is encouraged to show affection, offer warmth, and be a source of comfort and peace. The Prophet Muhammad described women as fragile vessels meant to be cared for gently, and whose emotional and physical presence carries immense rewards. Section 5. How often do we take each other for granted? One of the husbands writes as the Prophet Muhammad said, "I was shown hell and saw that the majority of its dwellers were women who were ungrateful to their husbands." This hadith is not to scare, but to awaken. Gratitude isn't just saying thank you, it's being emotionally present, recognizing effort, and treating your spouse with respect and appreciation. Good companionship is about making the home a place of peace, being pleasant in speech, smiling, and making your husband feel valued. It's the small things that build a lasting marriage. Section 6. Marriage doesn't isolate two people, it two families. A husband has a right that his wife treats his parents and siblings with basic respect and kindness. Islam does not obligate love, but it does obligate decency. Speaking kindly, avoiding arguments, and showing respect to the husband's family is part of preserving harmony. This doesn't mean tolerating abuse, but rather it promotes graceful interaction and honoring those whom your husband loves, especially his parents, for whom Islam places the highest regards. Section 7a. Wife is encouraged to seek her husband's permission before leaving the home, especially for extended absences or travel. Why? Because marriage is a partnership, and decisions that affect the family unit should be made with mutual consultation. This is not about control. It's about courtesy, safety, and trust. The Prophet Muhammad advised that a woman should not fast voluntarily without her husband's permission when he is present. Why? Because it impacts the harmony of the home. The same principle applies in daily life. Consider the needs and presence of your spouse. That's love in action. Section 8. Islam teaches us to be guardians of each other's dignity. A wife must never belittle or expose her husband's flaws in front of others. Whether in public gatherings, online, or in private conversations with friends or family, mocking, complaining, or revealing personal matters is a betrayal. The Prophet Muhammad cursed those who disclosed the private affairs of marriage to others. Upholding your spouse's dignity even during disagreements is a mark of taqwa, God consciousness and maturity. Section 9a. Husband has the right to feel like a respected leader in his home. This doesn't mean his opinions are always correct, but it does mean they should be heard. Undermining a husband in front of children, mocking his choices, or dismissing his concerns breeds division. A strong Muslimah knows how to express her views with etiquette, how to influence with wisdom, and how to disagree without disrespect. Respect is oxygen for a man. It allows him to lead with love, and not with resentment. Section 10. A husband is responsible before Allah for the spiritual upbringing of his children. A wife, therefore, must support his efforts in creating a home of Islamic values, whether it's encouraging prayer, maintaining hijab, teaching Qur'an, or building love for the deen. Undermining these efforts, or mocking them, is a betrayal of trust. Even if you struggle personally, align yourself with the vision of a righteous household. Let your husband lead the way with sincerity, and walk beside him with dua. Section 11. Marriage isn't a contract for good times only. A righteous wife supports her husband during poverty, failure, illness, or disappointment. This is one of his greatest rights. Loyalty during hardship. Hazrat Khadijah believed in the Prophet Muhammad when no one else did. She stood by him, comforted him, and spent her wealth in the cause of Allah. The strength of a woman is not only in how she shines in ease, but how she uplifts her husband in adversity. This is what builds legacy, not just love. My dear brothers and sisters, understanding the rights of a husband in Islam is not about enforcing dominance. It is about restoring balance. These rights are sacred, not because men are better, but because Allah designed a system of harmony. When both husband and wife fulfill their rights and duties, love is born, mercy grows, and tranquility descends to the wives who hear this and feel burdened. Remember, for every act of obedience, patience, and support, there is reward from Allah that no eye has seen. And to the husbands listening, know that leadership is not force, it is service. The more gently you lead, the more your wife will follow with love. Rights in Islam are never one-sided. They are bridges, not weapons. If this reminder brought value to your heart, then don't keep it to yourself. Share this with your family. Like this video, comment below. May Allah grant our marriages mercy and barakah. And of course, subscribe to Islamic Timeless guidance meets your daily life. Until next time, may Allah bless your home with love, taqwa, and lasting peace.